Hey guys, Nerdy Gamer Nerd here, and today, this ain't Road to Ranked. This is another moveset video. I'm going back to doing moveset videos. If you watched my Road to Ranked series, or if you didn't rather, then you won't know that I've been out of the Pokemon scene for a while. Or maybe you will. Who knows? Uh, I just kind of stopped playing competitive Pokemon, but the one thing that I didn't forget is how to craft a good set. You just don't forget that kind of thing. Some people don't really know how the best sets come up. I think everyone knows how to craft a set, but not the best kind of sets because they don't know all the moves and the kind of secondary effects and what would be best for the Pokemon based on who outspeeds each other and such. Uh, I do, however. A lot of the sets that would use standardly on my Pokemon are the kind of sets that you would see on Smogon. I don't have to go to Smogon to get them. It's just what I would standardly use. It just happens to be the exact same because Smogon like to use some of the better sets, the sets that work the best. Because why would they not promote the most competitive ones? Granted, a lot of Pokemon can have multiple different sets, so this is open to interpretation, really. Now, what I'm going to show you now is a physical Salamance, a Mega Salamance set. Of course, this is Salamance Mega in the little profile, but it would be Salamance with the Salamance site, which he has on him right there. The reason it's Mega is just so you can see the ability and the stats. So anyway, just really quickly, just getting into this, right? So what we have here is we have a ridiculous ability called Aerialite. If you don't know what Aerialite does, it's the same same ability Mega Pensa has, which turns normal attacks into flying type attacks. And because Salamance is dragon flying, which I believe, dragon flying, as you can see, it makes him real strong, giving him a stab move. So, what's the best normal type attack for him to learn? Well, in this case, it will be Return. When you max out your happiness, which you'll probably, if you run Showdown, you'll always have max happiness, you will do unbelievable damage with Stab Return. That's just ridiculous. Then the standard EQ is also in there because Earthquake is just a ridiculous move. It's really strong. I pretty much like it's overall, even when it's not super effective, it's a really good move. It hits good damage, 100% accuracy, and it does take out some pests like ground types, some tanks. A lot of tanks happen to be weak to Earthquake, which is kind of hilarious. And electric types if an electric type does pop up against such a flying type as Salamence. Now, Outrage, Dragon Stab should just make sense, really. Physical move does come back with some repercussions, but in confusion, I think it is. But it's worth it for the 3 turns that you get off it because you can easily just swap out and then back in if necessary because, there's nothing wrong with swapping out. Also, it's good to note that the only other two dragon physical dragon moves that Salamance can use is Dragon Claw. Actually it's Dragon Claw, Dragon Rush, and Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail is like 60 base with 90% chance to hit because of its swap out second ability, which is useful, but the move isn't good enough for a sweeper Pokemon like Salamence. Dragon Claw, once again, only does about 90 damage. I think it runs 100% accuracy, but once again, not really the damage we're looking for on a sweeper. And Dragon Rush, pretty sure that's like 75 with 90 accuracy, or something along those lines. Either way, those moves aren't up to par with Outrage. You can get three, you'd have to hit like 2 to 3 Dragon Claws to do the damage one Outrage does, and Outrage goes from 3 turns without being confused. That's 3 one-hit KOs. That's a half a team. Or if you play on Battle Spot and you do it right, that's an entire team, you know? So that's real strong. And then lastly, we got Fire Fang, which is, I mean, arguably, I think Fire Fang is the most replaceable move here, but I always like to use Fire Fang. I just find it extremely useful, especially against ice types. You're not necessarily going to bump into an ice type as much as a Pokemon with an ice type move, but with that being said, it is a fairly useful physical move, and it's nice to have a fire type to it kind of like fits into the team. Or rather, if you built a team with this, you wouldn't have to necessarily have like too much fire on it because you've got this guy. And also, I mean, steel types are pretty common swap outs because steel types are tend to be physical tanks as well in defensive. So, maybe you throw out your Salamance and some dude throws out a Mega Metagross, then you can have Fire Fang, and maybe it's a little bit unexpected. People aren't expect its damage isn't amazing, but here's a little here's a little tip. Don't Mega Evolve Salamance immediately. One of the ways I like to run Salamance back in Gen 5 was an like just literally like he was a janitor in the sense that I would get a bunch of my teammate and my enemy's Pokemon low, but roughly not low enough to kill them. Then if he didn't swap out, I would use Raw. I would not kill a Pokemon if I didn't have to, and I'd force out a bunch of his Pokemon. Maybe sometimes I got all of them if I was really lucky, but most of the time I'd only get 2 or 3. But that's all I really need, because then, even if he takes out my entire team in doing the process, I send out Salamance. Now, this was a scarfed Salamance but at the time, and that's actually something we'll go into in a minute. Uh, I run a Scarf Salamence with this exact set, except for Return was swapped out for. Hell, I don't remember what I swapped out Return for, but not that important because you would always run Return in this set. Or if I make another set of that old. In fact, that old Salamence video is on my channel, in fact. Uh, and what you do is you run with Moxie, you'd Scarf him, and you just pick the best move, usually the Dragon Stab, Outrage, against the enemy team. It could, if you're lucky, it could be Earthquake. But and then you just clean shop, and then you get Moxie boost, Moxie boost, Moxie boost. So then Mega Salamence came out. I was like, I can't scarf it anymore if I want to run Mega, and his Moxie goes. So what do? It's kind of a nerf as well as a buff in a style that you play him. Well, it's really easy. Just don't Mega Evolve him straight away. Just give him a kill. Just wait for the enemy to get a really weak Pokemon and bring out Salamence. He's jolly. He's got a lot of speed. He should just be able to kill that thing. He'll be thinking about the Mega Evo. If he sees that and it's the only Pokemon on your team that can Mega Evolve, he'll expect it to be a Mega Evo. Hit it first, get the Moxie boost, then Mega Evolve. Then you've got bonus attack. I mean, it's really just something to think about, It's nothing that special in hindsight, but it is, it's something that not all people necessarily think about. Anyway, one quick thing is that I don't actually remember what tier. Your Mega Salamence is in borderline right now into Ubers, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's borderline into Ubers. He is. Or borderline into OU. Because Salamence is borderline himself. So you can use him in OU right now. But maybe not for long. So there's something to think about. Because if this gets changed, if this goes to Smoke and it gets changed into Ubers, I will have to change the set. Because he's probably not able to keep up with Megas, not Megas. Well, yeah, no, you can keep up with Megas, Ubers, like Extreme Legendaries with this set. Maybe you can actually now that I think about it. Maybe not on Return though. No, not Return, sorry. Maybe not on Firefang. Either way, this is the way I like to run Mega Salamance. Anyway, guys, if you have any suggestions for a Pokemon that you want me to move set, then feel free to leave a comment and I'll work on it the moment I see it, which will probably be really quick because say if I only get 3 comments, which I'm happy with that. That's 3 videos. So anyway, have a nice day, guys, and I'll see you next time.